Hey, I have learned a few things since I've been up here for 5 weeks. I went home for just a minute and I came right back. I thought that I should share a few things with you. Thing number one is that I use sticky tack for everything. I'm gonna eventually get something to stick on that so there's not just blue dots on my wall, but all of this is hung up with sticky tack. That is in a frame with glass on it and it is hung up with sticky tack. This is sticky tack. Literally everything of mine that is on the wall is sticky tack. During the 5-week program, I put some stuff on the wall with command hooks. One of them, when I tried to take it off, it just popped off, which freaked me out because if any pressure had been applied to it at any other point, then my print would have fallen and the glass would have shattered because it was in a frame. And I tried another one and I tried to pull it straight down and I did it so carefully and it still chipped the paint off the wall, which I had a cinder block wall, and so it really wasn't a big deal because it was already kind of damaged anyway. But then there was one that came off perfectly, and it's sort of like a lottery, almost. Like, if it's that inconsistent, I don't want to risk it because the charges for damaged walls are super, super high. And in some dorms, they make you take pictures of the wall before you move in so they can prove that those scratches were there or were not there when you move out. So you can't just say, oh, that was there already, if it wasn't. But if it was, then you should be good, so that's cool. Another thing that I learned, welcome to laying on my bed with Jordan time, was to measure what you buy before you put it in the space. Like, don't just buy something and be like, yeah, like that seems like it's gonna fit. Cause I bought a clothing rack in an attempt to give myself a little more room for my clothes, and it was too tall for the area that I needed it for, and I tried and there was just nowhere for me to put it. And so I had to return it, which sucked. And then also, like, those drawers down there, I expected those to take up more space in that gap than they did, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because if stuff takes up less space than you think, that is the least of your worries. I recommend never, ever, ever letting your laundry pile up, because I did that. Before I left, I had about a load of laundry that I never had a chance to do, so I just left it here, and then I went home for about 5 days, and I didn't do laundry while I was home. I mean, like, the household was doing laundry of their own, so I didn't throw mine in the mix, and I just carried it back up here in a Walmart sack, you know, as one does, and I combined that with my previous clothes, and I went to the laundry room, and I had about 3 loads of clothes to do, because I did also have, like, a couple of towels that had to be done separately. Don't wash towels with your clothes if you don't know that already. So I don't recommend letting it pile up because people are moving in right now, which means that there's a lot of people in the lobby, but today specifically is Sunday, so I knew that it has not been long enough for the Greek girls to have any laundry to do, so I just had to hurry up and do mine before it was too busy. But don't just bet on there being 3 washers open at one time, because that hardly ever happens, even if it's the middle of the night. People like to leave their clothes in there for hours. I've also learned to check what side of the building you are picking when you pick your room. Don't just panic and pick, like, appears to be a bigger room or whatever. Because I am in a corner room and it's supposed to be a little bit bigger in Haunts. Like, I stayed in a not corner room during the school year, or during the summer session, and it wasn't noticeably smaller, but I mean, I tried. But I didn't look at the side that I was on. I thought I was on the other side of the building, but I am on the 5th floor of Hots, which means I have a view of, I'm looking at currently, just the parking lot. Parking lot. Oh, beautiful. Ah, what a view. And my previous room faced the opposite way, and it was on the 8th floor, and it had the most breathtaking view I have ever in my life seen. So, do better than me. If we pull up those blinds, you can see a little bit of, like, I honestly don't know what that is. I mean, for all I know, it could be Springdale. It's in the direction of Springdale. But it's not as good as my 8th floor view. That video was filmed a few days ago, and I forgot to say thanks. So thanks for checking in on me and for watching this video. I am sure I will learn more as time goes on, and I will make sure to put it out there for all the young ones following me. Best wishes!